Welcome to the video. Today we'll break down why your emergency fund must include every fixed, mandatory payment, especially child support and other legal obligations. We'll also walk through how to calculate the right amount, show you practical examples, and outline steps to take if a job loss lasts beyond your savings runway. Let's begin. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll frame the problem. Next, we'll define what counts as mandatory. Then, we'll calculate how much to save. After that, we'll build an action plan for income loss. We'll also walk through a worked example, test your knowledge with quick quizzes, summarize key takeaways, and, finally, share an important disclaimer. The core risk we're addressing is that fixed obligations do not pause when your paycheck stops. Child support, alimony, rent, debt minimums, and insurance premiums must still be paid. These are non-negotiable. Therefore, your emergency fund needs to be designed to cover them completely so you avoid penalties, interest, legal action, and long-term financial damage. Let's clarify exactly what counts as mandatory. Mandatory expenses are those that trigger legal, contractual, or material consequences if unpaid. This includes court-ordered child support and alimony, rent or mortgage, minimum debt payments on credit cards, student loans and auto loans, insurance premiums like health, auto, and renters or homeowners insurance, essential utilities, taxes and required fees, and anything else where non-payment provokes penalties or legal action. Now that we know what's mandatory, let's compare them to discretionary costs to avoid confusion. On the left, we have mandatory expenses, payments that carry legal or contractual consequences when missed, such as child support, rent, and minimum debt payments. On the right, discretionary items are wants rather than needs, like dining out, streaming, travel, or premium upgrades. During a crisis, discretionary items should be reduced or paused to preserve cash for mandatory expenses. With that distinction clear, let's visualize how your emergency fund should allocate coverage. This pie chart illustrates prioritization within your emergency fund. The largest portion goes to fixed legal obligations like child support and alimony, followed by housing, debt minimums, insurance, and essential utilities. A small buffer covers other essentials. The idea is to guarantee full coverage of non-negotiable payments before anything else. Next, let's calculate how much you specifically need. To calculate your emergency fund, start by listing all fixed obligations and essential living costs. Select a runway. 3 to 6 months is common, and 6 to 12 months is safer for variable income or dependents. Multiply your mandatory monthly total by the number of months, then add a buffer of 5 to 10%. Store the money in a high-yield savings account for liquidity and low risk. Automate contributions and revisit the numbers after any life change, such as a new support order, rent increase, or loan. Here is a sample budget. Child support at $600, rent at $1,400, debt minimums at $250, insurance at $220, essential utilities at $180, and other essentials at $250, totaling $2,900 per month. For a 4-month runway, multiply to $11,600, then add a 7% buffer of $812. The resulting target is approximately $12,412. Your numbers will differ, but the method is the same. Next, let's discuss what to do if income stops. This flowchart outlines your first moves after income loss. Begin by confirming every mandatory expense and cutting discretionary spending. Ensure due dates and auto-pay are correct, and talk to creditors and insurers about hardship options. If child support is involved, immediately consult a family law attorney and petition for a temporary modification. If the court approves, follow the new order. If not, you must maintain original payments if at all possible while seeking interim assistance. Review progress weekly. Now let's focus more on child support specifics. Child support is a legal obligation and not optional during financial hardship. Arrears can accrue interest and penalties. Non-payment may trigger wage garnishment, bank levies, license suspensions, or contempt proceedings. If your savings runway might end before reemployment, consult an attorney immediately and file for a temporary modification. Only the court can change the payment order. Informal agreements are insufficient. Keep thorough documentation of job loss, job applications, budgets, and all payment attempts. This timeline shows milestones after income loss. On day 0, activate your crisis budget. In the first week, verify mandatory due dates and auto-pay. In week 2, file hardship requests, and reduce discretionary spending to nearly zero. In Week 3, consult an attorney if child support is involved. At 1 month, assess reemployment prospects and adjust spending. By month 2, if your runway is under 60 days, escalate job search and legal actions. Biweekly. Sustain payments and reassess biweekly. Quiz time. The question is, which of the following must be included in your emergency fund plan during a crisis? Option A, streaming subscriptions. Option B, child support payments. Option C, vacation savings. Option D, new furniture budget. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B, child support payments. These are court-ordered and non-negotiables and must be included in full within your emergency fund plan. Here is the second quiz. If your job loss may outlast your emergency fund runway and you owe child support, which step should you take immediately? Option A, skip payments and hope to catch up later. Option B, cancel health insurance first. Option C, seek legal counsel to petition the court for a temporary modification. Option D, buy groceries on a new credit card. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C. You should seek legal counsel to petition the court for a temporary modification. Only a court can change the order. And acting early helps prevent arrears and penalties. This mind map organizes mandatory costs into categories: legal obligations such as child support and alimony, housing, debt minimums, insurance, essential utilities, and taxes or fees. Use this structure as a checklist when building your emergency fund to ensure no required payment is overlooked. The most important points are: fully cover fixed legal obligations, downgrade discretionary spending, calculate 3 to 6 months of mandatory costs with a buffer, seek legal counsel early if your runway may end, and remember that only a court can change a support order. Plan to continue paying the original amount until an official modification is granted. Here is a simple 5-step checklist in Markdown format to operationalize today's guidance. List all mandatory payments. Compute your monthly total and multiply by your runway. Add a buffer. Automate savings to a high-yield account, and review quarterly or after-life changes. Next, we will share a brief disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal, tax, or personalized financial advice. Laws and procedures vary by jurisdiction. Always consult a qualified attorney or financial professional regarding your specific situation, especially for child support or any court-ordered obligation. To wrap up, include every fixed, mandatory payment in your emergency fund. Prioritize child support and legal obligations to avoid penalties. Follow the action plan if income stops, and seek legal help promptly. Revisit and adjust your plan as circumstances change. Finally, I have a quick request. Thank you for watching. If you found this valuable, please like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more practical guidance. In the comments, share one fixed expense you will add to your emergency plan today.